March 3125, and here we are once again looking down upon the Milky Way galaxy. And as we zoom in on the western spiral arm, there before us lies the disputed zone. A lot can change in just a few weeks. As all of you who've been following our adventures know, a peace treaty was recently forged between the Earth Alliance and the Drey Confederation. Part of this treaty involved the dividing up of planets that were located here in the disputed zone between the powers. Less than 2 weeks after we left Drusilla, the Border Worlds Alliance began to move into the disputed zone in protest of the treaty, claiming that some of those planets belong to them as well. Lots of people in the smaller colonies have not yet been evacuated from the area, and that is how we got caught up in this mess. Nearly every independent vessel was called in to help clear the area, and as usual, we got left hanging in the wind. Now over here is the system we're in now, and as we come in closer, we'll zoom in on a planet called Uldar. It is a beautiful blue-green world like most M-class planets are. And now we come through the atmosphere, and we focus in on a small village, and right into harm's way. This is the Wimple community, the last settlers in the area, and farmers are as stubborn as mules.
See that little graveyard up on that hill? My grandpapa's buried on that hill, my dad's buried on that hill, and we ain't going nowhere. They built this community with their blood, sweat, and tears, all of them. And these people ain't going nowhere.
Listen, you stubborn idiot. The Border Worlds Alliance is taking over this planet, which means first they're going to take your land, then they'll likely take everyone off to a labor camp who knows where.
Now, I ain't taking no Felger card for the likes of you. It's bad enough you landed that rust bucket of yours right in the middle of my crop.
Do you hear that? That rust bucket is the only reason they haven't transmitted you off this rock. We have our shields extended over this entire area. It's only a matter of time now before they deploy ground troops.
Sounds like tachyon bursts. They're trying to destabilize the shield.
Please, Mr. Wimple, think of your community.
Actually, most of them are two-bit lazy, spoiled ingrates, and spoiled jerks.
What about your family?
Now, for the last time, I'm telling you, we ain't going nowhere. We've had 2 regime changes in just the last few years, and nobody had nothing bad happen to them. We survived. Now get...
That was the Dragalores and the Earth Alliance. This is the Border Worlds Alliance. And that is likely a Hatoran war cruiser in orbit.
Hatoran slavers? I'll get the whole village mobilized.
You two get back to the ship. I'm going to follow him.
Bosun, I know I haven't been with your crew long.
Is something wrong?
Yes, Bill. Something is wrong. Very wrong. With him.
Murder on the SHETONNYUU. About an hour later, the pounding from overhead stopped. Eric had managed to keep the shields up and functioning despite the attempts to disrupt them using tachyon bursts. It was only a matter of time before the Hatoans began deploying ground troops, which is why I sent scouting parties out along the perimeter of the shield to let us know when and where they would be coming from. About 10 kilometers north, a trio of speeder bikes are parked on a ridge. Sitting there, seemingly staring off into space, is a reddish-haired man, shy of 6 foot tall, who looks to be about 40 years old. His eyes are covered by a strange-looking pair of goggles that have wires extending from the sides that go into jacks at the base of his skull. This is Ben McIntyre. Mac is what we call a drooper, which is old military jargon for drone operator. On the bike to his right is the four-armed bipedal mouse we all know as Kung Fu Bob. On the other is Chris Pike, who we met in our last adventure.
My little friends are so clever.
What is it?
3 dropships on approach, about 5 clicks out.
Are you sure? I'm not picking up anything.
Oh yeah, they're using some kind of jamming field. My little friends are never wrong.
How long till they land?
Less than a minute.
We better call this in.
On it. Bo Peep to Shepherd.
This is Shepard. Go ahead.
Company is coming. I repeat, company is coming.
How many guests are arriving?
2 dropships so far. Knowing our guests, they'll be bringing a lot to the potluck.
Got it. I won't pop a bear. Stay out of sight for now and be careful. Over and out.
Remember when I said things never go smooth? 10 kilometers south of where the Derbyshire is now taking on passengers is a small brook running near a cluster of trees. If you zoom in really close, you're going to see a menacing rifle barrel perched against one of the lower branches. Standing behind that rifle at an impressive 5'6" is Alistair Sloan, former recon specialist and sniper for the Imperial Marines. He has long dark hair that's tied into a ponytail that runs down his back. And his right eye is cybernetic, and it's jacked into the scope of his rifle. It was a modification that came with his former occupation. Standing just inside the tree line is the 8-foot-tall form of Cyborg Steve. And things are about to get worse.
You see that, Steve?
Yes. 4 hover tanks, 1 squad of armored troops.
But why so few?
They're not expecting any heavy resistance. Better call this in.
But why am I calling it in?
I called it in last time.
When was that?
Huron 6.
Are you sure?
Calling it now, Sloan. While we were arguing, it just got worse.
Holy Druck, I see what you mean.
4 more hover tanks and 2 additional squads of troops just came over the horizon.
Black Sheep to Shepherd. We have a problem here.
Okay, everyone, please remain calm, remain civil.
Okay, boss, you should be ready for the next group.
Okay, the next group of folks, please step lively, be calm, be careful, and head towards my friend Superfly over there. Please, please, take your time, be careful.
John, we have a problem.
What is it, Rory?
We've got troops moving in from all directions. I haven't heard from Crockett and Boone at all, and I can't raise them on the comms.
They're moving sooner than I expected. Tell Superfly to be ready for a quick takeoff. Also contact the pickets and tell them to slowly pull back to the ship. Buy us as much time as they can, but fire only if fired upon. Angus, how are things holding up down there?
Good news, boss. The shields are holding. The bad news is I had to take the hyperdrives offline to keep them that way.
Aw, frill. How long to restart the cores?
Technically, you can fire them up in under 10 minutes.
Stay on standby, Angus. Great, the one time I need the flying death bucket, and he's trapped down in the engine room. Oy vey.